Hey guys, today I want to talk about practice structure and specifically a 5-step practice routine, with each step being optimized with several techniques for more efficient growth and learning in Rocket League. So I've been coaching professionally for about 8 years, currently running a tennis tournament training program, and I've worked with some of the top ranked juniors in the Northeastern United States. I'm also a sports psychology coach and branched into coaching Rocket League about a year ago, now having worked with all ranks, but more specifically High Diamond to Grand Champ. So this 5-step process includes sections with specific details to make them more effective, which I'll go into depth on, including your warm-up and training regimen, a specific gameplay sequence, reflection, and a couple key variations at the end. The first step will be a bit of a two-parter. It's going to be your warm-up and training. So this step should make up at least a third of your session, and it should be no shorter than 10 minutes. We're gonna start with a minute or two of just warming up your movements. You don't even really need to hit the ball here. We're working on flips, speed, wave dashes, aerial control, all that stuff. Try to get moving as fast and as fluidly as possible. Follow that with a few more minutes of warm up with the ball. Do some shooting, dribbling, wall play. And then we'll finally move on to training, where we're gonna work on something very specific that you feel you need to improve on. Much of this can be done in free play, but you can also look for a training pack to suit a specific shot or a mechanic that you need to work on. You can use Baguette mod for the passing features like this as well. It's best to have a similar theme to your practices for about a week and then switch things up, unless you really still need to work on it. Although we've taken a small break to get things going with these videos, we were previously posting new topics every Monday to practice, along with 3 drills to work on that specific topic. We had almost 30 topics on the Discord before we switched over to using the website blog to post them. You can find some of them there, and we'll be doing them all in video format soon with updated drills and tons of other good stuff. A little caveat to this: if you're practicing an intensive mechanic that you're brand new to or you still need a lot of work on, I would spend more time on this at the end of your practice, as it can mess you up a bit. I noticed this most when I was learning inverted aerials. I was kind of flipping my brain, and I found it harder to play ranked after practicing this. So number 2 is your casual game warm-up. This is just going to be 5 minutes. You're trying to focus on the mechanic or strategy that you just worked on, and I want you to try to play as loose and fast as possible in this. Push yourself a bit, since it doesn't really matter because it's a casual game anyways. So number 3 is going to be the meat of this sequence, and it's going to be your ranked series. We're going to hop into ranked, but approach it in a much more structured way than normal. You're going to practice in a tournament format best of series. So you're going to choose a series length prior to playing, be it a best of 3 if you don't have a lot of time, best of 5, best of 7, etc. And be firm on your decision. No more, no less once you've finished your series. This is going to add importance to each game and keeps you accountable for your practice sessions to avoid playing the game just for escapism. There's nothing wrong with playing to play, but you're not really going to improve as much that way. If it was that easy, then everyone who was just playing would be ranking up. It also adds a lot of great intensity, which isn't normally there. If you're playing a best of 7 and you're tied 3-3, that 7th game is going to be way more intense, and you're going to learn how to deal with that intensity and lean into the pressure more so than normal. Experiment with different series lengths for this, but generally I would start small. So before we get into number 4, if you're enjoying this content and you want to support me in these videos, please hit that like button, and you can also comment the panda bear emoji if you enjoyed the video, and just the regular bear if you didn't, as well as letting me know what you didn't like about it. I recently learned that comments hold more weight in the YouTube recommendation algorithm, and since this channel is so new, if you can take literally 10 seconds to pause this now and do that, it would help out tremendously. Also, subscribe if you want to see more. So number 4 is going to be your midway break/reflect. Halfway through your series, you're going to need to approximate this because it is a best of series. I want you to stop, take a break, and reflect. We're going to start with your reflection. So this is super underrated, and most players don't do it, so it's a great way to get your training to another level above most other players. If you guys have heard of the professional League of Legends player Skara, he used to, after every game, write down if he won or lost the game, and then write down one thing he did well and one thing he could improve on. Many of the top athletes in the world use training journals for this as well. So we're going to take a few seconds here to write down one thing we've done well so far in the series, and one thing we've noticed that we need to improve on. If you have time to watch a replay for this, that would be fantastic. Physically typing or writing this down gives your brain time to process it, which really accelerates improvement. Then I want you to take a 5 to 10 minute break, depending on how long your session is, and physically step away from your computer or console. Go grab some water, move around, do some push-ups, take a walk, do whatever you can to just forget about the game for a bit and remember that there's more than just this video game. This is going to help you avoid tunneling and keep you a bit more present. If you're worried about losing your warm-up, don't. 5 minutes won't hurt, and even if you do cool down a bit during your break, then you can work on quickly resetting, which is a great skill to work on anyways. When you do get back from your break, remind yourself of that one main thing that you're going to work on for the remainder of your series, and then complete the rest with no warm-up. So finally, number 5 is going to be your after series reflection and optional training. Once you've finished your ranked games, take another couple minutes to reflect about your training today. This time, try to think of 1 to 3 things you've done well and 1 to 3 things you want to work on. Once you've done that, pick one of them, whether it's mechanics or strategy, and have that be what you're going to work on in your next practice session. If this was a mechanics thing, which it probably will be, you can train that a bit more now that you're at the end of your practice. So finally, a few important variations and a couple additional tips. So first, just a disclaimer, this is not the only way to practice, but it's a fantastic place to start, and it's based heavily on professional sport training and sport and performance psychology. Everyone learns differently, so after following this format for a while, you can certainly tweak things as you see fit. So at least once a week, I want you to do the following variations to your training. Number 1 is doing a review practice, or at least starting off a practice with a review session. What that means is you're going to watch a few replays from your ranked matches, watch them from your own perspective and from your teammates and opponents' perspective to pick up as much as you can. I'll go into more depth in future videos on how to get the most out of your replay reviews. I also want you to review your reflections from the past practices. Try to take a moment to appreciate the progress you've had and also to note repeating themes to work on. Next, I want you to do an all ranked and a no ranked practice session. The no ranked should be mostly free play, maybe some casual if you're really itching to play, but the goal is to stop worrying about your rank and work on your mechanics only. Of course, the all ranked is the opposite. You are not going to play free play. You're not going to warm up. You're not going to play any casuals. Your goal is to just play ranked only. You're learning here how to play when you're cold or off, like the off days. Learning how to quickly get up to speed after matches, which is helpful for mentally resetting. And also trying to play so much that you care a little bit less about your rank by the end of the day. And one final thing to note is to use variety the right way. Again, this is a really structured practice regimen and there's plenty of room for changes. However, keep in mind that although variety is fantastic, it's important to change things up because you're ready and not because you're bored. Practice a certain topic or in a certain way until you've gotten good at it, and then you can make changes. If you keep shifting things around, you'll never develop the kind of rhythm that will lead to real mastery of a skill. And it can lead to the whole jack of all trades, master of none type of growth, where you're kind of good at a lot of stuff, but not really amazing at any one thing in particular. So there's a lot of structure to this, so I've written a recap of all the steps and some of the main points from this video on the website for your reference when practicing. So again guys, thanks for watching. The next video is on solo queuing and how to deal with bad teammates. Don't forget to like and comment to help me out, and subscribe to see more of these if you like. Thanks again, now go practice.